Javi says it's time to start. She wants to go home tonight. We've been over here laughing like idiots. I'm probably all red in the face, and I hope my shirt's pulled up. You know, I'm an Ohio girl forever. And you can dress her up. You can't take her out of the house. Anyway, today, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little variation on the charm string thing, which I did like 6-7 years back maybe. And then I did another variation of it like 3 or 4 years back. The one was a purse pull, and the other one was a necklace that was a takeoff on a brooch that I used to have in my 90s line. And they were cool, they were fine. But don't you think that a charm string with a mini assemblage would be even better? Especially a blingy dingy line like this. See, this is a charm string. You say, that's a tassel, Brenda. No, it's a charm string. So get on over here and I'll show you why. So here we are with my current jewelry mess. Oh, you should see the one upstairs. Oh, although I did clean it up because I didn't have anything made to give anybody for the live, and at our live presentation, our live session every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. EST. I give whatever I'm working on away, and I didn't have anything, so I told him, I says, I'm going to clean up my table, and you're going to get about half of this stuff. And everybody's like, oh, cool. That's cool. Okay, anyway, so here's my charm string necklace, and you just might recall this piece, which was part of our mini assemblage video when we had a string of them. And when I first did this one, I think this was one, maybe it was a gingerbread, but I don't know. I didn't like it at first, so I took it all apart and redid it, and now I really like it. So I set it inside, and I say, this be mine. Nobody's getting this. No, you will not win this weekend. But I'll show you how to make it. So I thought, okay, how cool could it be to combine mini assemblage with a charm string? And you could say, well, Brenda, like I told you, it looks like a tassel. It's not. It's like a charm bracelet that you pulled up in the middle and hung on something. And I use this ploy in a lot of things I've done over the years. I love to do this kind of effect when I do a bib necklace. And I have it going all up around, and I've got a lot of chotch hanging off it, but this is long in the middle. That's kind of a bisou thing. I'll show you that one day, because I don't think I ever did. But anyway, how did I do this? Okie dokie. It's simple. Let's just pull it out. And then I'm going to do one for you, I think.
Brenda, can the Peanut Gallery ask a question?
Diane's down here. Yes.
So you're saying that's all on one string. Now I get it, but you hung it so that it will hang twice. You hung it from the middle. That's cool.
And you can have it going either way, actually.
So it's not a lot of strings, it's just one.
No, and cool. you can have it as full as you want it to be, So anywho, this be how it goes. It's so simple. That's why I felt like I'd crack some jokes today, because I'm not going to be down here long with you guys, because it's so easy. But it's worthy for me to mention it because you just might never thought of it. Okay, so first I tend to cut the string about 6 inches, but I may not have cut that much here. Let's just kind of go by this. Yeah, this is more like 5, so let's just do 5. 5 inches of this nice Rolo chain, which I believe we have on the website. Although
we do.
Diane, you told me somebody was buying it like crazy.
Some of the colors have disappeared. We'll have to get them back.
Oh, well,
stock.
the thing.
But there is this gold left.
Oh, there is. Somebody bought 10 foot of it this morning.
Oh.
That's not a problem though, because this is one of the places that I can get stuff fast.
So we will get that back.
Yeah,
in
maybe I'll put an order in this week. Now I'm going to cut it off and try not to flip Javi in the eye.
I actually really like that Rolo chain because you can do so many different things with it.
Yeah. Now, okay, so I got my 5 inches of roller chain. Whoop-de-doo. Now, the trick of this is to find a way to pull it up in the middle. Well, let me get my jumps so you'll be able to see. I'm just going to use this great big one for now because it's easier. You got to pull it up in the middle to get your kind of your point of reference to how you want stuff to fall while you're doing it. So I've got an 8mm jump that I'm going to put on here, which Because I would be hanging it on something else, I just might go ahead and use it. Just depends. Okay, so now I'm going to look for my center. Now here's the deal. Did you notice that this piece is longer? Now, the chain is not necessarily so much longer. It's a minuscule amount long, but I have something long hanging on the one side. And that's one of the reasons why it has such a nice waterfall effect and stuff's not all slamming into each other. You could really get everything just bumping into each other, sticking up weird and not being that pretty. So you have to kind of stagger it a little bit. So you could look at this and say, well, there's hardly anything on there. But that's why it all falls like in place. And you don't, it lays nice. I don't know if you can, yeah, see, it lays nice. Oh, that flipped around. That's a puffy. See, it lays nice when you do that. So that's why. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go a little bit irregular. I've got to find, okay, this is hard to explain. I've got to find kind of a faux middle, so to speak, with a piece of Rollo going up and down instead of sideways. Because that's the way it'll hang best when I go to attach it to the mini assemblage or whatever I'm going to attach it to. So where did that go? Okay, this one will work. So I'm going to slip that through there. Yeah, this is just right. So I'm going to just close that so it stays on there. Alright, it's nice and flush now. So, let go. Okay, so you guys can see that's just going to really hang nice.
Could you lay that down on the paper? So
I'm going to.
There we go.
So the next thing I want to change, I want to show them how it hung though. Okay, so the next thing we want to check is did we get it right on the ends, because I want to have one, here, let me use this for a pointer. It's a Q-tip, but it'll work. You want to make sure that the last one is also hanging like an O and not on its side, because that way it will hang better too. So that's going to be a little hard to tell entirely unless I pick this up. So let's see where this ends. Yep, we're good. So we got to end it if we're using roll. Now if you're using another kind of chain, then you'll have to figure something else out. And you will, because you're smart. I have confidence in you. This is doing good too, so we're okay. Alrighty, so listen. So what I do then is I start by hanging stuff to the ends, and when you know it, I thought I did, but I did not get anything done to put on here. Okay, let's just review that then. I'll put a few things together and put them on, and then you guys can see what I'm talking about. Then you can take it from there. How's that? Alright, so I'm going to start out. I've been liking these little cat eye beads. They're fiber optic. So I'm going to put that one on, and I'm going to go with one of these. Okay, this is from the Czech bead mix that I love, and I'm going to continue my Luna line for the Build-A-Line challenge, and so I got them in because it goes with it perfect. But anyway, this is how that goes. I've got a ball-end head pin in there, of which we do need to get more, and I've got it twisted, and now I'm going to wrap it. So easy. If you guys haven't done this before, it's, don't be afraid. That some people say, oh, I'll never get that right. Guess what? I often don't. And I think this time is one of them. But it's all right. It's all good. That could be a lot tighter. Okay, that's down. Now, to check and see if it's flush. And down. Yeah, that's really wonky, but we're not going to care about that right now. That's not the point. Wrapping this right is not the point. So I'm just going to leave it go and get these done because I want to show this to you. There they are. Now you see my real work process and how wonky my head is. You think my jewelry's wonky? You ain't seen nothing yet. My head's wonkier. I just love using the 1928 pieces for the focals because they give your piece such substance. And this one's my favorite. Javi, maybe later when you're rendering this you can find which piece this is and put the number in for them. Okay. So
yeah, that's a beautiful metal.
That's like so my favorite. And you can take it, and pewter being a soft metal, you can bend it just a little bit. And you can make it into a bracelet top, which is very cool. So, alright, so now I have my ends just about ready. So I'll just show you what I mean here. This will not be the perfect, beautiful example, but you'll get the point, and that's me. I can just feel it. I got thumbs down already on this one.
I don't know. I'm enjoying it because I find that this could be a lot easier than trying to do a tassel because you're just using one piece of chain.
I agree.
Well, it depends. It just depends on what your focus is, but I'm glad you agree. Myself, sometimes I like those different pieces.
I like a tassel if I want to use several different styles of chain, so they contrast with each other. But this idea is really cool,
and it's just
and simple.
And it could be you guys do it already, because really this is kind of how you make a purse pull. All you do is put the big hook up here and clip it to your purse. It's really the same thing. But you can do anything with this. You can put beads on it, or you can put charms. Whatever floats your boat, you can do it with this. Okay, so I've got the one side, I've got the other. And then I'm going to kind of show you what it might be like if I attach it to something else, because I have an idea that I haven't done yet that I'm just chomping at the bit to try. And it requires an old teacher watch. Do you guys know what an old teacher watch is?
No.
Well, it's like these little watches that teachers used to wear on their wrists, like old Timexes and stuff like that. And they have 2 loops at each side, so they're very easy to disassemble from their wristbands and make into something else. And I don't find that to be sacrilege unless it's a valuable piece, because a lot of times the bands go bad anyway, So here's the point, kiddos. My palsy wowsies. Okay, so now I've got this awesome teacher watch. Well, it's a little bit better than that. It's kind of glitzy. From 1928. And this was part of my watch parts haul from the company, which I still have box upon box of. I don't have a lot of these watch cases, except if they're completely empty, which that's okay too, because you take the watch crystal out and you can put anything in there. Cerulean with glitzy stuff and stuff like that. Maybe we'll make Diane figure that out and do a video. But at this time I don't have any of them to sell you rats. But you guys got some, or you can find them. Okay, so you can see I have an 8mm jump on the end of this. Remember I told you that from the beginning? So now, watch this not work because it's too big. But you can see the point. I want to get it through here. So it's not coming all the way through. So I might have to do something else. But I know I can get it to work if I fiddle with it. Yeah, there it is. So I can, okay, now I can close it. Come on, baby, come on out there. If the seam's not showing, that's always better. Come on out, come on. There we go. Come on, close. And I'll push it back in there. Okay, am I clever or what?
Hey, it worked.
Will this not be cool?
Very pretty.
I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it will be cool. Then here I could do this. I could put this butterfly up there. Or not. Anyway, or I could just keep going with these guys. Let me do a few more so I can show you kind of how I stagger them. Believe me, this is not rocket science. You just sit down and you work it out. You know what? You're going to have to work it out anyway, and here's why. You're going to be using different stuff than I'm using. And anytime you use some kind of different thing, it's just got a little something different about it, right? Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to work it out anyway. But this is the basic premise of the whole dealio. So this is the kind of thing you should do when you're sitting watching a good movie and you just make them and throw them in a basket, and then you'll have bunches of them. And if I had done that, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this now. But it's not like I'm sitting around over here eating bonbons. That's a bad one too. I'm telling you, that is twisted, not good. John always says, my husband, he always says, you always say that. You're sitting around eating bonbons. Who says that? I have no idea. I have no idea where I picked it up, but I've been saying it most of my life. Okay, so, okay, now I'm going to hook another one on. And you can use 6mm jumps, or you can use 4s. It's up to you. So normally what I'll do to get it going is I will count up. And Rolo is so fantastic for counting off. I'm telling you what, it's perfect. I'm going to go up 3. So I count up 3, and on the 4th one, I'm going to hook it to the outside. Meaning so that it would hang, this way. Like it was a bracelet. Now, you don't have to. I could put one between here and here, maybe right here, and it could be hanging the other way. That makes it very full. But usually the first pass through, what I do is I try to get it on the outside. And then from there, at the end, I fill it in. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Since I didn't get these all made, and I'm going to have a little time tomorrow, for our live presentation on Sunday, come back and we'll talk about this. And you can tell me what you think. And I'm going to have this finished and maybe start another one and kind of show you more about it, what you can do. And also I'm going to suggest some other pieces that you might use at the top besides a watch. Or besides an assemblage, just a lot of things you can do. We have a lot of stuff in the classic gold finish at beastboutiques.com that works like the bomb with this. And oh, by the way, today is what? What's today?
The 22nd.
The 22nd of February, 2019? Okay, so today, February 23rd and February 24th, Saturday and Sunday, 2019. February 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Okay, that's how it goes. All right. If you guys decide you want to come over to the website, beastboutiques.com, and try a little something, we've got a great code for you guys to use. I don't usually mention the codes because, unless they're permanent codes, because, if it expires, then you'll come along, 2 years later and like, what? But anyway...
You're going to make an exception.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this time because it's just such a crazy good deal that for the sake of the people that might be with me in, 2019 in February, you'll know. So you come to the site and you put into the coupon box at the checkout, Monday, Tuesday. Just like that. No spaces, all caps. Monday, Tuesday. That's your code. See how this is going? Beautiful. And then... it will take 15% off $35.
Awesome.
That is a crazy good deal from me because normally you need to get $100 to get that because I can't, yeah, what? Yeah, I know. You're used to the big boxes that have 40% off. You know what? They're selling imported stuff that didn't cost them anything. They can afford to do it. I can't. I sell the good stuff. And I'm willing to sell the good stuff even though I make less on it because I don't want to carry crap. Sorry, shouldn't have said crap. Substandard merchandise.
That's it, a quarter in,
and
in the tip jar.
So you go to Michael's and everything's on sale 50% off, and he's got these horrible beads in there and these horrible plastic parts. Although I love plastic beads,
I think
but
they're just getting crummier and crummier.
Well,
I haven't been to a craft store forever.
Yeah, I mean they close all the Pacatans down around
I
here.
know.
You guys know Pacatans?
Oh wow.
But you know what? There's nothing to buy anymore. I haven't been in there and I know how long. I feel bad for the people who lost their, job.
Jobs, yeah.
And for the bridal business because there was a lot of stuff for like bridal and
Yes, they
showers
did
and
have
stuff.
that.
But, yeah, it was pretty terrible. But, some of these stores have some cute stuff. I go to Hobby Lobby to buy silk flowers when I'm going to do an arrangement once in a while. Hasn't been for a while, but when I had the shop, people would pay me to do arrangements because I'm pretty good with flowers, believe it or not. And, I always went when they had them 50% off.
Yeah,
but
you did my flowers for my wedding.
that's right, I did. Yours were real, though. No Hobby Lobby there. But the problem with Hobby Lobby jewelry parts is they're using a very, very soft metal that is just not good. And it can bend and break. And I know because we used to take trips. We used to take buying trips to New York, Shelley and I, a long time ago. And we always went into Koreatown where they had all the cheap jewelry stores just to see what was going on because there was a lot of innovation in those designs, even though they were poorly made. We'd always buy a few just to see, and we'd get stuff that was like loaded with rhinestones and all kinds of glitz that looked fantastic. So you got her home, half of it was busting off and cracking, the foundation of it was going, it was just too soft. It's like a one-wear type thing, if you can get it home and wear it even. And that's the kind of metal they use in Hobby Lobby. So even when it's half price, it's not good. It's not good. And I don't know who makes it. It's Chinese, I know that. And, you know, I don't really have a problem with Chinese if it's good Chinese stuff. And believe me, there is some good Chinese stuff. But if you don't know, and you don't know who made it, because I tend to know who made it whenever I buy it. You know what you're getting. At Bisou Boutiques, I've cleared all that already. And I'm willing to pay more to get it for you. But that's enough of the sell job. We're not here for that. Okay, so I'm ready to put another one going up. So I think I'm going to put one on this one that's up and down, just to see what happens. Oh yeah, see this is see, look at how nice that's coming together. So after you go up one or two, put one on one that's going up and down. Okay, get it into the frame. Put it on one that's going, like you start with one going, you know, like a circle, and then the next one going up and down. You want to do that because it'll make it, you know, really fill out pretty for you. I'm going to do one more to give you an idea, and then I know you're just chomping at the bit to go try this yourself, aren't you? I hope so. I hope you'll try it. We have lots of cute little beady things, and we've got some beautiful little plastic beads of all things. I know people go, ugh, plastic. And sometimes I do too.
But some plastic beads are beautiful.
They are. And you know, they've used plastic beads in high-end design work for years.
And some of them, you're hard-pressed to tell the difference.
Right. And you're going to find out if you read my book, Making It 1928, when it comes out this summer, right around the time Downton Abbey movie comes out. You're going to find out why so many of the jewelry makers did that. I'm not going to tell you why right now. You talk about it when the book comes out, but you're going to find out why. And a lot of famous lines had plastic. Hattie Carnegie had plastic in it. Kenneth J. Lane, who worked for Hattie Carnegie, his stuff was fantastic 60s jewelry, and it was loaded with plastic. And why was that? To keep the weight down. So if you buy really high-end plastic, some of it maybe just made just for you, there's nothing wrong with that. Your standard craft store fare is usually not what you want. Sometimes I'm able to get some vintage lucite. Ooh, I love that. I'll hang this right here. I'm a real fan of early plastics when I can get them. We do have a few on the site.
We have some really nice ones.
We have some lucite coming in. That's awesome. Old lucite. Okay, so anyway, you guys get the drift now. You can see. And then, you know, as you put it on, you'll look at it and you'll pull it up and you'll say, oh, I don't like that. So you take it off and put it somewhere else until it's just perfect. And then when you get done, since you've got so much going on down here, and then you've got this pretty watch face here, or you have this fantastic mini assembly, if I say so myself, I love how this came out. So I'll just promote myself a little bit there. Then, you know, you want to carry that chain up the back and maybe do some bead stations. Now on this one, I only did 2. Now normally you guys know when I do the stack boho thing, I, you know, go all the way up. And this one I won't. And this is because this necklace is going to hang, maybe you remember from the beginning of the video, it didn't hang way, way down like most of the stuff I make. It is up higher. So I wanted those beads to show and not just be lost going around the back. And sometimes if you don't get them just right when you do the stack boho or gypsy beading, they kind of tend to not hang right. So I just put them there in the front. And you'll find a lot of 1928 pieces are made like that too. So that's a good design thing. I've learned so much from working with them about streamlining things and being cost effective and how to make things hang better and be a better length than that. But I haven't given up my Bisou-ness. I still like to go a little over the top. But anyway, this is how it's done. Remember, you're going to need about, to make a charm string this long, you might make it longer. Fine, do whatever you want. But to make a charm string this long, you need 5 inches of Rollo or whatever kind of chain. I like this stuff too. I'm not sure if we have it on the website or not. But I think they call this brother and sister Figaro or something. But anyway, I like this stuff. Anything that you can count off real easy. and doesn't twist. Like, you don't want to use some kind of rope chain, wheat chain, you know, nothing like that. You got to have something that hangs and just goes just so, and then you'll be okay. Some forms of figaro would be all right. So anyway, you just experiment it with it, and you'll find out what works. And then once you get a pattern going, you got it down, baby. You're ready to rock and roll. So go do that. Go do some rock and roll. Hey, I think I'll go put some music on. What are we going to put on, Diane?
Ooh, Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi!
Woohoo!
She loves Bon Jovi.
I do.
How many times did you go see them, Diane?
Just once.
Only once?
I know.
Only once?
But it was worth it.
I bet. Okay, guys, I guess we're going to listen to Bon Jovi. So go listen to something you like and make jewelry. And I'll see you on Sunday. Hope you're going to come. 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's Ohio time. Notice I didn't say Ohio. It's Ohio. It's Ohio. Okay. Bye, guys. Love you. See you on Sunday.